Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this brand new figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at the Studio Series Bumblebee movie 116. So in this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're then going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We'll have a look at his accessories and things like that. And then unfortunately, I don't have Studio Series 18 Bumblebee, which is of course what this is a partial from, but I do have many other Bumblebee figures that we can do some comparisons with. So a couple of things before we get started. One, I need to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And the other one is to obviously thank Hasbro for this amazing opportunity to be able to review this figure first. I'll tell you some more things about the figure as we're doing the review as well. But before we do that, let's look at the packaging. So of course, packaged in robot mode at the moment, still windowless. Because he's in robot, we've got the alternate on the front. There, of course, is the bust of Bumblebee from the movie. On the side, we've got the full-sized figure. And then on the back, we can see that it's going to take 23 steps to transform him. It is, again, a licensed VW product. And this, once again, it's one of the sort of first releases of this figure. So it may be slightly different. The packaging definitely will be slightly different by the time it comes out next year. I'm just going to very quickly set him free, and also I need to tell you, for as this is what Evans told me himself, that it is a partial from the Studio Series 118 figure. And the reason why they've done it is A, to improve the figure, because the original figure was based on the computer aid, the CAD design, rather than what his actual appearance in the movie was. So they did change a few things to basically give you a better and more updated figure on what we've got, instead of just something that was based on the computer image of him before the, of course, movie came out. Right, you can see that's how he's packaged. What I need to do is set him free from there and come right back to you. Okay then guys, I've separated him from the packaging, and what I like to do on my videos, if you're new to the channel, is we do some first impressions first and foremost. We then have a look at him in his alternate mode before coming back and then doing some comparisons and seeing how he looks with his accessories. I also like to do the transformation separately so it doesn't slow up the video, and of course it then acts as a tutorial. So first impressions are, feels really good, looks really good in honesty, and as I said in the first part, they really wanted to get across, this is the designer's words, they really wanted to get across the better movie looking aesthetic rather than the CAD design of it. So I've just literally set him free from the packaging. The head sculpt is really nice, it will spin. Wow, this is super tight. Oh, there you go, I've popped it off. There you go, though. If that happens to you, you just pop it straight back on. So it will turn all the way around. You can see it's on a mushroom peg. That means it will also look up and down as well. Once again, as I say, this isn't the final finished product, so that's perhaps why the head did in fact just pop off. But it goes on no problem whatsoever. We can then take the arms up to the sides like this, give you near enough the full T, but it looks like you can move this up and down as well for extra articulation. It's on a ball and socket as well. You don't have per se a shoulder swivel. You've got obviously bicep swivel because it's on a ball and socket, and there's no wrist movement either. Unfortunately, there is no waist articulation. That is still fused. You can see that there, but with the fact that the legs rather, on ball and sockets, and they've got the swivel, you've got pretty much a full range of motion for your posing with regards to that. So yeah, the thigh cut or the thigh swivel is borderline what's going on inside there. You've got your knee bend there is fine, and you've got your articulation in the ankles, toes, foot and heel, etc. And he's got, again quoting Evan, his Mega Man boots on. Right, you can also see that that is translucent plastic. I'm pretty sure you could probably maneuver these around a little bit if you wanted to, but I think it probably looks a little bit better. You can have them down a little bit, you could fold them out. It's entirely up to you, obviously, how you want to display it. The good thing is that you've got the choice. Right, I think that's pretty much all there is to say about him in his robot mode. We're going to come right back and have a look at him in his alternate. Right, here he is in his alternate mode, and again, a quick apology, no transformation process on this video. That is to keep the length of this video down, and I will, as I've said, upload a tutorial later on. So let's have a look at it. I've got to confess, I think it's great. It does look really good. Some people don't necessarily like translucent windows. For me, I think with this, it's sort of got to be, especially at the front. It's not so bad there, but I think it's sort of got to be. I think if you tinted them or, you know, coloured them in completely all the way around, it just wouldn't really look right. The good thing is, and the saving grace is, there's not much visible robot there. Let's be honest, it's not as if you've got a huge visible head inside there, or, you know, there's a teeny bit of visible fist underneath, but they're not coming through the windows, which isn't too bad. Because it's a licensed vehicle, you've got the VW in all of the wheels, which just looks fantastic. The tyres are plastic, just in case anybody wants to know, and the wheels, as you can see, are all on their own individual pins, which of course is great. You've got a nice bit of detail there around for the bumper and the headlights, and then you've got the orange paint there as well. So overall, as I say, even though with the translucent windows, I think it looks really good. Colour matching isn't too bad. There's a couple of little things that it's only very I was going to say insignificant, but I know that some people obviously will find it significant enough to say something about it. But again, this is just a very early release of the particular figure that I'm very lucky to be holding right now. So you can also, let me just show you this, you can attach the accessories as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to join these together via that. And I got to confess, at first I thought, what's that strange sort of shape there for? But you can see that it fits and attaches perfectly into that, and that fully explains now why we've got that crazy shape. Now that obviously, again, to me doesn't look that great, but it's a great reason to be able to store your accessories in the alternate mode. And anybody who's perhaps got large collections can relate to this. You know, we've got an accessory box, etc. It just means that you can display this in this mode without having to put the accessories in something else and then go back and eventually, you know, get them out, etc. So obviously I'm not going to keep them there for now. I'm going to bring in the Cybertron Bumblebee there as well, or the Cybertron mold, shall we say. And again, just a quick reminder that the first version of this was based on CAD as well, of course, like this was completely. So you can see how they've changed that there. There we go. And also, as I've said, when I get the when it comes out on major release, I can also do a much better video with the one in question. Lastly, for a bit of fun for this bit part of the video, there is your Generation 1 Bumblebee as well. And again, you can say, look how far they've come. But that is all I've got to say about his alternate mode. Let's come back for the final time, have a look at him with his accessories and do some comparisons. Okay, then we're back for the final time with him in his robot mode. And this is where we're going to do some of the comparisons and use some of the accessories as well. So you've got the standard two accessories which you saw in the alternate mode, and of course you've got the blade and the blaster, and you can choose which arm that you want to, or which forearm that you want to attach these to. Unfortunately, no, you can't put them both on the same arm. They just don't seem to fit, which is again just the way that is, unfortunately. You can then pose him however you wanted to. Again, even though he doesn't have the full waist swivel, you've still got what appears to be, because you can sort of manipulate this to make it look like you're getting a bit of a waist swivel. You can also, if you wanted to as well, take the accessories off. Again, you don't have to have both, you can just have one if you wanted that. But if you also wanted to store them, then what you would do is you would lift up the back of that there. You've got a tiny little tab which would fit into this, and then of course this would then now tab via that way into the back as well. And to be honest, it sort of covers it away. You can still see a blade coming out the back. It's entirely up to you what you want to do, but a good thing, the main reason for this is obviously you can store them on the figure without having to have an accessory box and completely putting them somewhere else. Right, let's bring in a few figures before I again put the accessories in. I did want to show you as well that is of course in the instructions. So you've got, there's the storage on the back, and there of course is just how we've done it. Again, unfortunately guys, but again, if you're new to this channel, what I like to do with figures that I'm very kindly lent to do first reviews on, what I do is I take on board every single comment. And then what I do, I did this with my Optimus Prime Studio Series 86 video. So if you've not seen that, there's two versions of it. The one was just the one I got out pretty much straight away. And then after a month or so, after I took all the comments on board and I got my own copy, what I then did was I did like a definitive review and put all of the comparisons in and everything that basically everybody wanted to see. And I, of course, will be more than happy to do the same with this particular figure. Also, while I'm still at MCN right now, I am doing my best to keep up with all comments so I can hopefully get back to some of them tomorrow while I'm still with Hasbro. But there you go. There is the other two Bumblebees, of course, from the movie. It's just a shame that typically, as I say, I didn't have that. But you can see, I think they all look great together. They do. They're very good. Bumblebee was one of my favorites of the live action movies. This won't make a difference, obviously, for how you display things. This is just to give people an idea of size. So some of my subscribers obviously do not collect movie figures, but they may collect main line. So to give you an idea, he is actually quite a big Bumblebee figure. So I'll just bring in a couple of other figures that I've got. Again, typically different movie, these two are, but again, it's just to give you an idea, I suppose, of how they look all together. I'm much preferring the red on this one as well, by the way, so it does scale well with them. And the last one, just for size comparison, that's of course one of your mainline leader figures, so it doesn't even fit on the screen. But there you go. Of course, this particular video is to look at your new studio series. This is 119. Another thing as well, I've had lots of questions. I know this is a totally different video, but the chances are you're watching this now. The reason why the hatchet number and the Bumblebee numbers are all sort of mixed up or the same is because obviously some of these are test pieces. So there you go, guys. This is your last quick look at your Studio Series 116 Bumblebee. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Take care.